What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and I've got another tackle warehouse unboxing. This one was kind of unexpected, but it's the fall, and I want to order some fall baits, some that I don't have, and some different kind of stuff. So a lot of these in here I ordered for Baitman Jr. because we want to do some fall fishing. So do me a favor, if you like the content on the channel, smash the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment after this video. What's your favorite bait in this tackle warehouse order? Most of this stuff is pretty specific for fall. Also, do me a favor, support my sponsor, 6 Cents Fishing. Use my discount code BAITMAN. Anytime you want order from them, 10% off, no matter what's on the site, except for Casey's custom stuff, because that's an auction, that's different. And also Waterland sunglasses. I'm wearing the hat. You know, if I put these on right now, I kind of get that Top Gun look. I know I'm sexier than Tom Cruise. You know, I don't want to, down my man Tom, but I'm a pretty good looking guy, especially with the new stash. But that's a really bad joke. Anyways, you guys are all here for one reason, and that's the baits. So let's dig into them. All right, let's go ahead and dig into the box here and see what I've got. The first thing I got is some chatterbait mini max. A lot of you guys have been asking, Baitman, have you thrown the new mini max? So I got 3 colors here. I got spot remover, I got bluegill, and then I got this one right here, which is Gizzard Shad, which is pretty close to spot remover. I wanted to try a smaller profile chatterbait. I love the jackhammer. I've got several other brands I like to throw, but a lot of guys have been saying this mini max is the deal. Let's open a package and take a look at it. I'm not going to open all these, but I'm just going to open one of them. I got all 3/8 ounce versions here. This is the bluegill color. Let's check this guy out real quick. It's obviously a much smaller version of a chatterbait. It's got the classic blade to head connection. And you see it's got a really small hook, a miniature sized hook right there. I love this bluegill color. This is going to be a great fall bait, kind of the size of what bait fish would be now. Imitate like a baby bluegill or whatnot. But I like that small hook. Definitely going to go good with a 6 Cents juggle minnow on the back, where they got several colors that match this up perfectly. I think this is going to be a really good bait. I'm very excited to throw this again. It's a small hook, but it's stout. You're not going to bend that out. And, chatterbait has the classic blade connection. I love a swim jig. I'm not the best swim jig fisherman in the world. I've got a 6 Cents Divine swim jig tied on right now. It's one I've been using for several videos, but it's in that kind of table rock color, and I haven't been able to find very many in that. But I wanted to do something or order some that are more finesse, and I found these Beast Coast Working Man swim jigs. Look at that color right there. Now this one is sweet, very similar to like that nickel shad spawn, very similar to Jank Juice in a swim jig. These are 5/16 ounce. This color is Special Shad. Then I got 2 more. I think Alex Rudd's a big fan of this one right here. And then this one right here. So there's something really special about these Beast Coast Working Man swim jigs. I'll show you those right now. All right, so here's the Working Man's swim jig. We're going to take a close look at this. Matter of fact, let's do the one everybody, or especially me, is really excited about. This one is Special Shad. Let's see what's really special about this. I love Beast Coast. They make great stuff from soft plastic, swim baits, and jigs. I really like their jigs. But I wanted to get some finesse swim jigs. Oh, yeah, check that out. So one thing I can tell you right off the bat, I love how this skirt flares out. It's got a medium-sized hook. It's kind of on the small size, but like that Mini Max chatterbait, this one's stout and is sharp. I love the clear weed guard. It's not oversized. It's pretty thin. I like the eyes on there as well. But one thing that's really stands out to me on this skirt is it really flares out, and it's got like this tinsel in there. I really like tinsel in my jig skirts. I'm not saying it's going to get you more bites, but I like it because it makes the skirt really pulse out. And man, I can put so many different small trailers on the back of this working man swim jig. And the skirt's not oversized. I like how it's cut just right behind the hook. Not a lot of trimming I got to do on that. I love the eyes. Just a really, really good looking jig there from Beast Coast. Again, that's the Working Man's Finesse swim jig. These look so good that I might as well show you the other colors, because this one's called the Juice, and it's more of a traditional white. But again, it's got some of that tinsel in it, and it's got this like firecracker mylar in it, which I think looks really, really good. This is going to be a really flashy color. Be great in clear water. It'd be great in kind of stained water. Overall, just a really, really good one to match a shad anywhere you're at. I love the eyes. I love that tinsel right there. Just this whole jig's built really, really well. Now, it isn't a hand-tied skirt. It is a rubber skirt, but that's no big deal to me. In fact, I kind of think hand-tied skirts are a little overrated. Just my opinion. And then the other one is this one, black and blue, a little purple. This one is called Cajun Crush. You know, I'm not from the bayou, but you cannot go wrong. Black and blue, any dirty water, and a little bit of pink down there. Really cool color. And again, it's got some of that tinsel in there. I really like how that makes that skirt flare. Really good looking jig there. That's the Working Man swim jig from Beast Coast. I figured we might as well just bust out all the colors to show you guys. I'm sorry about the video, the white balance kind of pulsing on this. I don't exactly know what to do, but I'll fix it in post editing. Now, speaking of Finesse swim jigs, this was new on the Tackle Warehouse site, and I thought, man, I might as well order them and try them. These are the Berkley Finesse swim jigs. These are brand new to the market, and you know, Berkley's entered the jig fishing game. It's been a long time since Berkley had a jig. I think they've got a flipping jig, a skipping jig. They obviously got a swim jig, and I think they got a football jig that come out, and they're all infused, it says here on the package, with power bait scent. Let's open up the package, see what one really looks like. So here's our Berkley Finesse swim jig. I got both of them in 3/8 ounce, so a little bit heavier than many Finesse swim jigs. This one here is called Bama Bream, so that's very similar to the Dirty Jigs Alabama Bream. And then this one's a Magic Craw. So let's open these up real quick. That was easy. So if you just pull on that, you can get your jig out real quick. First things first, it has a lot bigger hook than many Finesse swim jigs, and it's a different style hook. If you notice that, it's almost like, it's not quite an EWG, but it's almost like a Finesse flipping hook. You got a bait keeper right here. This is the Magic Craw color. It's quite a bit bigger actually than the Beast Coast or Dirty Jigs Finesse swim jig. It's more of like a mid-size swim jig. I mean, I like the detail on the hook as well. Let's look at this color right here. Let's just pull it open just like we did the other one if we can. Yeah, there's a quick way to open your package from Berkley. Just pull at the top of that card. So this is a really good natural color. I don't know if it imitates a shad or a brim. It could do both. I like the detail in the head. It's really nice. It's kind of a bigger hook. I was expecting a smaller hook. I'll definitely have to trim that skirt up for me to make it more of a Finesse swim jig. These are new. It's got power bait in the skirt. I don't know. If a bass is coming up sniffing on my jig, he better be caught. I got some more stuff from Berkley. I got some Ned Baits. And, you know, I'm not the best Ned Bait fisherman in the world. I'm not a fan of throwing a Ned Bait quite a bit, but it is a technique and tool I need to use more. And, of course, I'm going to find more baits to use. And so I got some Max Scent Berkley Little Generals. This is the power bait Gobyashi. And then I got this Rusty Craw color. I really like this right here. And then I got the new Little Trooper. And so it's the fall, and I I figured, you know what, the smallmouth would be biting. They ought to get on some deep points. I'm going to order some more Ned baits and experiment because I got to learn too myself. Let's check these out. So here's our 3 Ned baits from Berkley. Little General, Rusty Craw. I really don't like opening max scent because, well, it stinks really bad. Someone's going to think there's been a permanent fart in the bait room. But let's check this guy out. That's the Little General. I love the regular General max scent for Nico Rig and Wacky Rig. It's small. It is a Ned bait. And you can definitely tell by the texture. It's got max scent in it. It almost feels a little wet. My fingers are already stinking. Golly. So let's put that back, seal it up. Really like that Rusty Craw color. And then we got this Gobyashi, which I like it. I'm a fan of like watermelon colors. It's the fall, so I can imitate a small shad on the bottom. Now, in a live stream, you can find that here on my channel, Spencer Sheffield was talking about the max scent Little General actually does not stand up. It tends to fall and lay flat, and that's okay because I'm kind of really targeting largemouth and smallmouth, and I'm not in the Great Lakes up north. Just a different bait in the Ned arsenal I wanted to try, and the whole deal is the max scent, trying to get fish to hold on longer. I really like this Gobyashi color. Looks really sweet. You see a little copper, a little purple, little pearl belly. And the last Berkley Ned bait I got was the new Little Trooper, which is very similar to like the Z-Med TRD Craw, but it's their play. These max scent bags are kind of tough to open. We'll see if we can get it here. They do not want you opening this stuff and stinking out your bait room. So check out the Little Trooper. That is a miniature crawdad. Got that PB&J. I don't know about these things right here. Whatever. Obviously your Ned head go in here to rig it up. And then this is a micro bait. I think this would be great in rivers and creeks. Definitely would work on a lake too. Maybe better bait in the spring when bass seem to be more on the crawfish forage. But really like that Little Trooper. Definitely want to give that a play. You can always take these 2 appendages off here if that bothers you. Almost got like devil horns on this thing. So that is the Little Trooper there from Berkley. Of course, I can't make a tackle warehouse order without ordering some swim baits. A lot of guys have been asking about this one right here. And this is the new Megabass Sleeper Gill. So I've got 3 colors. This one's Pumpkinseed. I want it as natural colors as I could get. So I got Pumpkinseed. I've got this Gilliko color. See that gold glitter in it? A little purple on the side. And it's also got chartreuse tail. And then this one right here, which is Chiclid, which is very similar to a Pumpkinseed, a little bit brighter, is brighter than that. If I could talk, you'd understand. Let's bust these out in the package. Let's see what these really look like. They're pretty, honestly, they look pretty small. I was expecting a little bit bigger. All right, so here is the Sleeper Gill. A lot of you have really been asking a lot about this bait. Is it a good bait? Is it better than the Dark Sleeper? That part I can't tell you, but I'll give you my first impressions here. We're going to open one of these. This is the Chiclid color that looks very similar to the Pumpkinseed color. Really about the only difference is the blue versus the turquoise. But the deal is the bait. So let's see what's unique about this. Get this thing opened up here. Thing about this packaging, once you open it up, you can't hang it up, and that's okay. Well, I guess I could. Let's get this guy opened up real quick. So the first thing you see, let's look at the size. It is like a baby bluegill. It is bigger than the Dark Sleeper, but it's got a taller profile on it. You see the hook is hidden by the fins, which is famous from the Dark Sleeper, but you got a bigger paddle tail on here, a lot bigger. This one isn't really meant to throw on the bottom, drag and hop like the Dark Sleeper. You work it more like a football jig. This one is meant to fish on a straight retrieve, a slow roll. It looks pretty weedless. The detail, of course, it's Megabass. It looks amazing in this. If you've got bluegill forage in your lake or pond and you're up north, this could be a really deadly bait, especially around grass, going around by the banks. I'm thinking around boat docks, it would really, really excel. Might have been a little late on getting these, but I like the looks of them. I actually like it because it's bigger than the dark sleeper. Got a fat little belly. You see the fins. Just lots of detail in this. Honestly, I've heard a lot of guys talk about the hookups in this fin right here. I don't think it's going to hurt you if you decide to just cut this whole thing off and run it with open hook, especially if you're not fishing around grass, you're fishing more open water stuff. I would probably go ahead and do that. But man, this thing is compact. It's going to cast good, and I have a feeling this thing skips amazing. Other swim baits I got is Scottsboro Tackle is the Yum edition of the Scottsboro swim baits, and I got these small ones. These are 3.5 inches. I love the Scottsboro swim baits. They're some of my favorite, but I got these because they're not very expensive. I don't have the Yum version. I wanted to compare them to the original STC swim baits. First off, I can see they don't have any eyes. Let's dig in here and see if we can find anything else different. First thing I can tell you, there's no eyes on these, and I do not believe these are hand poured in Scottsboro, Alabama, like the normal STC, but I got to give my man credit over there at Scottsboro Tackle. He does an amazing job, and to land this deal with Yum, these look really, really good. And I love this color. This is a rainbow shad, so very similar to like that rainbow shad contact. I got these to put on a little Finesse ball head, something a little different and a proven bait. I know the STC swimmers work amazing. Been throwing these on the Tennessee River for a long time, especially the 5-6 inch version. But it may not be hand poured, but man, it looks like a hand poured. They're really soft too. I like these, and of course you get 6 in a pack. I think they're only like $4 or $5. Could be great on an Alabama rigs as well. So shout out to all the dudes over there at Scottsboro Tackle. Tim Evans, dude, started from the bottom. Now he's here landing deals with Yum and making some of the best swim baits out there, especially for the money. And it's not just me that says that. You can check out Tactical Bass and other people. They're very high on these swim baits, and I can tell you I've caught a lot of fish on them. Also got some stuff from Strike King, and the first one is the cutter worm. This is Magic Craw Red Glitter. A lot of guys know about the cutter worm, but it's a very versatile worm. Let me tell you a little bit about it. You know, I've been saying I want to add to my speed worm, swimming worm category of baits. I really like that, and these worms catch so many fish. You can fish them out deep, you can fish them shallow, you can swim them, you can just bump them along the bottom, you can put them on a Carolina rig, but I've seen this guy work too many times, and I just had to add some. And this is a new color from Strike King. This is Magic Craw Red Flake. So the Magic Craw color is really popular. They added some red flake. All you want to do on this thing right here, you pop that little tab right there. You can leave it. I like to pull it completely off. And then you get your little cutter worm. I like using like a 1/8 ounce, maybe 3/16 sinker, just swimming it along the bottom around laydowns. You can fish it over the top of grass, parallel the grass, even go fish it around riprap. But this little tail here goes back and forth, makes this thing swim awesome. You can even trim this thing down, put it on the back of a chatterbait, a spinnerbait, put it on the back of a swim jig. Very versatile worm, and I know a lot of Strike King guys throw this thing a lot more than they talk about. This is a check cashing bait, as you would say, but went with the Magic Craw color. I can imitate so many things. Bluegill, you can kind of mimic a shad if you want to. Just order a white color if you would like to do that. But trying to step up that swimming worm game, this was one I lacked. And you would think I would already have a bunch of these. Now, the other bait I got from Strike King is probably one of the most underrated baits in their whole soft plastics genre. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the most underrated topwater baits out there. And if you don't have any of these, I definitely recommend you have some, especially if you fish any lakes with standing cover, laydowns, or grass. It's extremely weedless, and you may know it is the Strike King Raid Shad. These are a sleeper bait, so let me show you, if you couldn't tell from the video, about this thing. So they come in this clamshell, and you've got this little tail here. This curly tail, it's on a tab. So you want to pull that apart like so. You rig it up with the EWG hook. It doesn't matter what side, honestly. I like the hook coming out on the bottom of the bait. And this little tail back here goes back and forth in the water and sputters and makes some really loud commotion. Great over the top of grass, great around standing cover. And when bass hit this thing, they absolutely explode on it. Again, this is a bait not everybody's throwing. You can go behind some people that are throwing walking baits and poppers and buzz baits, and they will absolutely smash this thing. And I thought I had some, but I was out, and I had to order some of these for some special instances this fall. Awesome bait you need to add to your tackle arsenal. All right, that's all the baits I got, but I did get some accessories. I'll go through these really quick. I don't think I need to do any B-roll cutaways of this. This is the Aaron Martin's Finesse, Finesse feathered treble hook. Got size number 2. I wish I would have got a size bigger, size 1, to put on the back of some of my topwater baits. I always like to have some feathered trebles. As you know, you catch a lot of fish. Sometimes the feathered treble you have gets torn up. These are really, really sharp, really, really nice. As always, I'll link everything that's in this video in the description. That way you can go over to TW and buy. It helps the channel out when you do that. Then I got 2 things of line. I got some 12-pound Sunline Assassin. If you know me, this is my favorite fluorocarbon line. I use it for everything from worms to jigs. But I got 12-pound because I'm going to start running some shallow crankbaits, some flat sides this fall. I like 12-pound for my cranking, especially during the late fall. Sometimes I'll even crank with 15 or 17 if I'm around a lot of heavy cover and I don't want the bait to get down that well. But I really feel that Sunline Assassin is probably some of the best performing for the money fluorocarbon out there, especially good for moving baits like crankbaits, spinner baits, even my lipless. I like the 12-pound. It's really strong, it's smooth, and it's not going to break your wallet. I love the Assassin. But the other line I got was 10-pound Sunline, and this is the new Mabroshi leader material. I really got this for my Ned rigs, drop shots, Nico rigs. I thought about going down to 8, but 10's plenty for me. My water's not super clear on Kentucky Lake or the places I'm fishing, so I feel like 10-pound would be okay. But you can go even finessier and get you some 8-pound if you want to. But this is a brand new line. It's from Sunline, and it is the 100% fluorocarbon FC leader Mabroshi, and it was designed specifically for leader in any kind of drop shot, Ned rig, any kind of applications like that. Now the last thing I got is basically a piece of terminal tackle for my Nico rigs. This is the Geek Nico Rig Hack. And this thing is really cool, and I want to show you how it works. I think you really need to put this in your terminal box. All right, so here's our Nico hack tool. You can see it almost looks like a little bitty sword with a hole in it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our bait, figure out where exactly we want to put this tool at. So I've got it right here in between those ribs, and I'm going to push it all the way in. I mean, all the way. You got to push it really good. So when you see this and you peel back the flaps, you know, sometimes you got to spread the flaps. You'll see that little hole down in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Then take your Nico hook. Now apply pressure to the back of this thing. This is a weedless hook, so I'm actually going to bend the weed guard back. Apply pressure to the back. You'll find that hole. It could be a little tough. Don't want to hook your fingers, and then there you go. Just slide your hook in, And there you go. You've got a Nico rigged bellows gill. You can do that with any creature bait, anything you want. And when you pull this, it's not coming out. So you can always fix it up straighter if you want to. I've got this one a little bit off center, but you get the logistics to it. Pretty cool little deal. You can apply that to any creature bait you want to. It was designed for these bellows gill, and you can see there on the bottom, it's nice and secure. This isn't coming out, just something to make a little bit different presentation. That's all I got, guys. Until next time, let me know what bait out of that you like the best. Is there something on Tackle Warehouse you would like to see me order, unbox, and talk about? We can do it. Use those links in the description. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, Baitman is